Google has just released Opal Experimental in the US, and it's specifically designed to take on NA10 and even to some extent platforms like Lovable. If you've ever thought, I really want to create this app with maybe some workflow automation behind the scenes, which is an exploding market at the moment, this is Google's answer to that exact question. It's designed to go through and build workflows as well as basic web-based applications so that you can go and interact with them and get results out. Now, currently, it's only available in the US, so if you want to access it, make sure that you log in with your Google account, but turn your VPN on to be in the US. This way you can go through and try it out. When you come into the app, it's going to look something like this. They've got some great templates ready to go. They've got blog posts, book recommendations, business profile, city builder, fashion stylist, and this is still experimental, so they definitely don't work 100% of the time for your ideas, but it's a glimpse into the way that Google's thinking, how Gemini could be used, and the wider market in itself. So to quickly show you how it works, we're going to come up to the top and we're going to do Create New. It's designed to be nice and easy to work with, so all we need to do is wait for it to load, and then we're going to explain what we want. We've got some user inputs up the top, we've got generate, output, and assets, and this is how you can go through and add all of the different modules and connect them up nice and easily like this. But if you want to build it from scratch, what we can do is describe it down the bottom. So we're going to paste our prompt in there and send it off. We're saying, please make a mini app that rewrites any pitch email into 3 voices. 1 for a CEO, 1 for marketing, 1 for a technical lead. Now, it's key to note when playing around with this, you need to make sure that you say make a mini app or create an app or something like that at the start, because I find you get a bit of a better output. As we can see here, it's now gone through and designed the workflow. So this is similar to if you're using platforms like NA10, where you use Claude or ChatGPT to create the JSON that you can upload. So how does it work? Well, we're going to be able to have the user input here, which is where we're going to enter our original pitch idea. We're then going to have the 3 options, so rewriting it for a CEO. We've got the prompt on the right-hand side here, and we can choose between the different models too. As you can see, if we wanted to go through and generate some videos, we're able to do that as well. It's automatically generated the prompt for us, saying that it's a business communication specialist, designed for a CEO, so on and so forth, to get the output. It's also got the variable here, which is what's going to be putting across from our initial input. We can then come down and we can see that it's now got one from marketing manager. So it's now saying you're an expert marketing strategist, skilled in crafting persuasive communications, and so on and so forth. And you can edit this as well to be whatever you want. And then the same at the bottom here, technical lead, it goes into the details there. The last part is it's going to come through and just show us in a web page output, or you can adjust it to what you want to be able to see the 3 versions that we want to use. If we come up the top, we can see that we've got a preview, which is how that app is going to look. We've got the console to start seeing the output in the background. We've got the steps, which we just covered, and we can go through and change the theme as well. The key part is up the top. You can also share the app too. Now, all we need to do is come through and press start. As you can see, it's triggered the first part of the workflow, and then all we need to do is paste our prompt in here. So, hi, I'd love to introduce you to our AI automation platform. Helps businesses cut costs, repetitive tasks. Could we book 20 minutes next week to go through? When I press enter, what you'll see is it's going to go through each of the steps. So we're currently rewriting it for that CEO. We're next going to go through, rewrite it in that marketing persona, and then we'll come down and rewrite it in a technical lead. Now remember, this is still experimental. It's not the fully blown app for the final release. So it's got a few bugs every now and again, but it's really cool to see the direction that Google's taking. And there we go. We've got the output incredibly quickly. So if we come down here, we can see that we've got the pitch for the CEO Our AI automation platform is engineered to deliver significant operational efficiencies and unlock substantial, measurable cost reductions across your enterprise. If we come to the marketing, we've got hi. As a marketing manager, you're constantly seeking ways to optimize campaign performance and effectiveness. And then it goes on with a bit more detail. And the last one here for the technical side is our AI automation platform provides a robust framework for automating routine operational tasks. And as you can see at the bottom, you can also share the outputs or download the file. So it's really cool to see how it gets that output pretty quickly. Now we're going to come back and we're going to do another app. So we're now going to come down and give it a new prompt. We're going to say build a workflow that takes a YouTube transcript, turns it into a blog outline, and generates 3 LinkedIn posts from it. We're going to test it out first to see if we can automatically add the YouTube URL in there, or if we're going to need to add the text in separately. So there we go. We've now got the result back. If we open this up, we're going to get our input as the YouTube transcript here, but we're going to test it out with the URL. We've then got the blog outline, which is coming through, and it's an expert content creator specializing in transforming video scripts into blog structured outlines. The next one here is the LinkedIn posts. So you're an excellent social media manager with a deep understanding of professional networking platforms like LinkedIn. What we can do is come back to the start and we'll give this a test. We'll come across to preview and press start. Now, to add our URL, what we can do is come to the left-hand side and add a YouTube video. I'm going to paste the URL in here from a video that I did about Google's Nano Banana Flash model. We'll be able to send this off and let's see if it's going to be able to extract the data from it. We're going through currently generating the blog outline, but if we come across to console, what we can see is it's currently going through calling Gemini 2.5 Flash. So I presume that's trying to go through and extract the content from the transcript. So there we go. We just got the result back from generating a blog outline. If you can see here, it took 132 seconds, which is just over 2 minutes. It's got all of the information in here that we'd be able to go through and use in the post. If I come further down here, what we should be able to see now is it's also doing the exact same for the LinkedIn posts. I think what would be really interesting is I can't see it in the background here, but if this was an automated workflow, I'm presuming it's now extracting the data twice, whereas if I was using a make.com or NA10, what I would do is have one step before this, extract the transcript, and then put it into both of the models, and that would just cut down some of the costs. As we can see here, it looks like it's now gone through, generated all of the information. It does seem to actually know the content, because I do say that it's 4 cents per output, so it looks like it has actually gone through and analyzed the transcript. And now if we come back to preview, we should have the 3 different ones. So we've got introduction to ad generation. I think this is the blog post. I think it would have been better if it had categorized it or subtitles so we knew exactly what it was. Overview workflow. That's a very simplified version, but yes, get the input, go through and store it as a template, and then generate the new video. So yes, it's understood the actual content of the video. It's going through in a bit more detail here to be able to pull it out. It's identified that, yep, we need a binary file. We've got some example prompts in there. We're using a basic LLM chain, so that's all correct. We've got the Airtable as well, base 64. So it looks like it has actually gone through and really analyzed the transcript of that video. If we come down here, now we've got the LinkedIn posts. I'm not sure why this one bounces up, but I really like that feature. I think with some extra prompting, we can make that consistent. We've got 3 posts that we can see, and now these will have been generated by Gemini 2.5 Flash. So it'll just be up to you if you like the tonality of Gemini, or actually if you want the output from somewhere else, which is one of the features I love in basic LLM modules in NA10. So we can chop and change and choose between all of the different AI providers. We've got imagine generating hundreds of stunning on-brand ad images from a single template. effortlessly adapting them for any campaign. So I think that sounds quite good. We've got transform your marketing budget, AI-powered ads generator for just pennies. I think this is where it's mixed when I was going back and forth between pounds and dollars. So I think it would need to understand that we just want it in dollars because it would be cents for the output. If we read it through, the cost of high quality ad creatives can be a significant barrier. But what if you could produce multiple unique ad images as little as 4 cents per output? I'm really interested. I'm going to try these over the next couple of days and see the response back that we get from LinkedIn. Build your next AI service, automate ad creative generation, and boost revenue. The demand for consistent, high-quality digital ads is booming. So it sounds quite good. It looks like it's actually gone through and analysed the transcript, which I think is a really good feature. There's no mention around cost or usage limitations at the moment, so it'd be interesting to know once it moves from experimental into a fully live app, what that would start to look like. Is it included in your Google subscription? Is it an extra add-on that you need to pay for? How would it compare to Make.com and A10? Do you pay per step in the process, the number of tokens, and all of this sort of stuff? If you want to learn more about AI and automation, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We've got lots and lots of content around what is AI, how to use it, and make sure to come through and check out our community. We're going to come down, create new, and we're going to paste in there what we want. We're going to say we want an AI tool that takes today's AI news and rewrites every headline in the voice of Yoda. So hopefully this is going to use Google News, which is one of the platforms or sub-elements they've got to get the latest headlines to do with AI. So there we go. We've now got our app back. And as we can see here, we've got the starting point. So we're going to have generate a search query. You're the expert at generating precise and effective search queries. Your task is to generate a search query that will find today's AI news headlines. It's interesting in this use case that it doesn't look like we've got a user input. So I'm curious to know if we're still going to get the output we're looking for. We're then going to go through and fetch all of the AI news, and it's going to be using deep research. I had a quick look on the technology AI element of Google News, and this is what came up. So we're going to see if there's anything around Larry Ellison, AI tokens to watch in September. If we come down here, we've got around chatbots, Albania, and a few other things. So let's see what comes back. We're also going to come through, extract the headlines from that deep research that we did earlier on. But instead, we're now only using Gemini 2.5 Flash. We're then going to go through, rewrite those headlines as Yoda to put them in a bit more of a unique twist that we'll be able to listen to, and output them in that web page web app formula to be able to see what it looks like. So I'm going to press start and see what happens. Okay, so in this use case, it's just going off and starting the process for us. So it's like that scheduled trigger that you can run in Make.com and A10 to go through and get it occurring every single day. It doesn't look like we have the option at the moment to specify, the date, time that it would run. And again, it's still an experiment, so it'd be interesting to know how they incorporate that feature. We're currently going through, scraping lots of the data. It is searching the web as well. So it searched today's AI news. It looks like it's got some points around SoftBank. We've got Google VO3 creation. We've got Apple's new iPhone. We've got Startup Anthropic. We've got a few other different bits in here. It's interesting that it seems to have searched the internet, as in search Google, searched itself, versus it going through and using the Google News platform, which it already has access to. So that's quite interesting. That would be the same as in NA10 or Make.com, using something like SERP API or Bright Data to go through and get all of these results that come back off the internet. Okay, so we've now extracted the headlines by using the deep research. We're now going through, we've extracted all of the details in here, like we can see. So we've got what looks like 37 different ones. It is interesting that the further down we go here, the lighter those headlines become. So it'd be interesting to know if it's still able to do it. And now it looks like it's gone through and written it Again, I'm really curious once this goes live, how much is that going to cost? We can see the output here, and now we've got the result coming back. So let's come to preview and see the output. Now, I'm not going to do the Yoda voice, I won't do it justice, but artificial superintelligence within 10 years arrive it will. Artificial general intelligence surpass it shall, so tells SoftBank CEO. RYT Bank, country's first AI-powered launched Malaysia has. Broadly accessible now, Google's VO3 AI video creation tools are AI and technology in much broad collaboration, the US and Japan announced have. So it looks like it's gone through, it's given us a fun spin on some of the different news stories that have come through, and we've got those 37 different outputs. It looks like it does really rely, of course, on that quality of the input, because as we come down here, the ones that weren't as detailed haven't given us a better output. So for example here, proprietary AI models introduces Microsoft. If we come back to where we've got console, up to where we've scraped that story. Yep, so there we go, Microsoft introduces proprietary AI models. So it's not able to go through. Maybe you want an extra step in here. There would be another, if we come into here, for example, deep research. Maybe you want to go through and have, I would want like an if statement. If it's under a certain amount of words, or if it's not very good, go off and do some further research to actually tell us what's happening in the story. Because otherwise, if we come back down to the bottom, these don't really tell us much. You know, what are the proprietary models? Where are they? How do you access them? Are they business? You know, what might it be? So, or for example here, Anthropic, who are they setting it with? What was the amount? So we want that extra detail to come through. What if we want to take this to the next level and actually get it to generate some images and videos as well? We can come across to here, and as you saw earlier, we can get it to do some ImGen 4, which is going to be their text to image generator, or we can do some video outputs as well. So what I'm going to do is come down the bottom and suggest the edit, where after rewriting today's AI news headlines, it's also going to generate a hero image, i.e. one main image, that captures the overall theme of news in a positive, optimistic way, and creates a short video that summarizes that theme. So we'll send this off, and now I want to see if it's able to add in those 2 extra elements nice and easily. We'll see if they come at the end here, where they're going to go through and add them at the end, or maybe it's going to have an extra step where it analyzes the best story, rewrites it, and then gives us an output as well. So we're just going to wait for this workflow to come back. And there we go, it came back that quick. So it looks like what it's doing is it's going to fetch all of the AI news, and then after that, it's going to run through the first couple of steps, come down and generate a theme that summarizes all of the news stories that comes forth. We're then going to generate an image using ImGen 4 and come down the bottom for VO3. It's got a free generation limit quota at the moment. If I can find it, I'll put it over the top now for what that limit is. We're going to come out and give this another test. So we'll come back to the refresh arrow here and press restart. So now let's see what it comes back with. So there we go, we've now got the outputs. And I think this looks incredibly good for what we'll be able to share almost like a blog post straight away. So it's generated this image here. What we can also do is come back to console, up to generate hero image and see the full picture. So it looks like it's done it in a square format. So if we come back across, it looks like it's cut off that brain bit at the top there. So it's got 80% of the image in there. What we'll see here is it looks like it's got the audio turned on as well. So it's actually using Google VO3 to generate that image alone would have been $6 if you don't have a Google Ultra or Pro account. So let's give it a quick listen.
AI is igniting a new era of innovation, propelling breakthroughs in medicine, materials science, and enterprise efficiency.
So there we go, and we've got a bit further down here, all of the different ads. I quite liked it a bit earlier on when it was able to almost elevate and put a background to some of the titles. So it'd be great to see that come back. If we read some of the about, ubiquitous AI becomes. Companies rapidly embed it, efficiencies to enhance, costs to reduce, experiences more personalized to deliver. Yes. So I definitely think that can be improved. It wasn't quite the best output, but it is in the style of Yoda. As we can see down here, it's got loads of long that it was able to generate, but of course this will run on the principle of the best inputs equals the best outputs. It's also gone through and given us a watermark. It looks like it's obviously still using maybe 2023 data or for some reason not realizing it's 2025. So that's really interesting. We can also come up to console and we can come down and see that it's generated the video in here as well. So you'll be able to find it two different ways. If we come back up to the top, you'll see that it took 12 seconds to go through and give the context, to generate the image, and in here much more for the different ones. Now, what if we want to turn this idea into a product that we could go through, share with a few friends to get some feedback? Well, come up to where we've got Share App. So there we go, we're now all logged in, and as we can see here, this is what it would look like more on that user front end that we'd be able to see. Now, I think this is a really interesting move by Google, but there's a few key things that I think you should note. First things first is, of course, it's only available in the US at the moment. One thing that is hopefully on their side, though, which some other vibe coding platforms and low-code platforms out there don't have, is the security and data privacy. And this is really key for when you're building these applications, SaaS platforms, using any of the low-code and no-code automation tools, is it's going to be processing lots and lots of data. So we want to make sure that it's being handled and stored in the correct manner. The other side is scalability. Now, many of the mini apps that you see lots of creators out there making are fantastic for a small MVP, minimal viable product, just to prove what's possible. But the key part is, how do we scale it? And that's where hopefully we'll be able to see Google take that to the next level, make it nice and easy with a robust back-end infrastructure and much more. The other thing will be interesting to see if they include as well is, are they going to allow different LLM providers to get involved in the app? I'm presuming not, and probably close-gated to only the Gemini models, but I think that would be a limitation compared to enabling it like with N8N, Make.com, having the users choose what one they want to get the output for. On the same train of thought as well, it will be interesting to see if they add in, like third-party applications, nodes, like I mentioned, so we can scrape data, MCP servers, voice agents, and much more. So if you want to test bringing that startup idea to life, definitely go through and check out Opal. I'll include the link below so you can find it nice and easy. Stay tuned for more around AI, automation, and have a great day.